What's up guys, and welcome back to the West Side. I have got in my hands the Carbon 4, Carbon's brand new shape. This is gonna be their hybrid shape. They've already had two different elongated styles, a standard shape, and now this is their hybrid shape. I've had my first play session and I've got some thoughts. I'm just gonna say it right now. I wish they had come out with this in the very beginning. This shape needed to be in their initial release because I believe that this is going to be their best shape that they have to offer for a number of reasons. So let's go ahead and jump into the performance of this right away. If you've already played with the Carbon TruFoam, it's gonna feel very familiar, but there's gonna be one big key difference compared to all the other three shapes, which is gonna be the hand speed. The swing weight is much lower compared to the Carbon 1 and the Carbon 3. And the Carbon 2 had decent swing weight, but this is gonna drop it even lower. I'm not sure how they managed to drop it lower, but Carbon claims that it has to do with their aero curve top for this hybrid shape. I'm not sure what it is, but I like it. I'm a big fan of hand speed. I like having faster hands at the net, and this paddle is not gonna hold you back when you wanna get into a hands battle or speed up a ball. Compared to the Carbon 2, it still has a pretty good sweet spot. I would say the Carbon 2 is just a little bit better, but what the Carbon 4 gives up in sweet spot, it makes up for in power. This is gonna deliver a little bit more power than that Carbon 2. I put the same amount of weight, which is gonna be 0.2 ounces on each side. This is gonna be tungsten weight, but it brought it up to about like 8.35 ounces. And this is gonna be like my go-to weight. 8.3, 8.35 is gonna be the best weight that I like to hang around. And this actually gave me just a little bit more power because the handle is 5.35 inches and the Carbon 2 is 5.25. They almost feel identical. So you can tell that the Carbon 4 handle does go up a little bit longer, but I noticed that the Carbon 2 actually has a more graduated curve. So it's not like a sharp curve like the Carbon 4. So the hand placement feels almost identical. Even though the handle is longer, the Carbon 4 cuts off just a little bit sharper. So it feels very similar to the Carbon 2. And I think that's what most people bought was the Carbon 2. I mean, every other YouTuber was recommending the Carbon 2. That's why I got it. But they're very, very similar. You're just gonna have a little bit more power with this Carbon 4. And I appreciated that because I think that's one thing that the Carbon 2 was lacking just a tiny bit. I say lacking, but let's be real. If you added enough weight to the Carbon 2, it was gonna turn into a power paddle. This kind of fixes that just a little bit more. It has that more elongated feel without being fully elongated. So it's like, it is what it is. It's a hybrid. So it's the best of both worlds. And so I think this is why a lot more people are gonna gravitate towards that 4. And this is exactly why this is turned into my main paddle right now. The 4 is my go-to shape and it's my go-to paddle right now. I'm really, really liking this. The power that it produces is just enough. I would say it's like lower to mid-end power. And again, I like controlled power. I don't like over-the-top, uncontrollable power. So this delivers just a little bit more than what the Carbon 2 was giving me while sacrificing very, very little. The spin is gonna be just as good as any of the other Carbon TruFoam Genesis models. From what I can tell, the Carbon 2 and the Carbon 4 had almost identical spin levels. I just noticed I could rip the ball just a little bit more because of the longer shape. It's gonna have the spin that you're looking for so you can dip your serves and make sure that you get enough topspin on your dinks and on your drives. The way that I see it is that Carbon basically just took the Carbon 2 and modified it just a little bit to give people what they were looking for. People wanted to have just that in-between shape, that hybrid that everybody likes. Hybrid shapes are very popular. That's why I like my owl paddle, because it's that hybrid shape. And I like this Carbon 4. It fits right into my play style. I do like elongated paddles, but it takes me a little bit longer to get used to them. This Carbon 4, it felt so similar to the Carbon 2 that it took me no time at all to get used to it. And I really enjoyed playing with this. Now, I think the big question that everybody is looking for is, should you drop your Carbon 1, 2, or 3 for the Carbon 4? And I think the answer honestly is no. If you already have a Carbon 2 or a Carbon 1 or whatever it may be, the changes are not big enough to make you want to gravitate towards the 4. Now, if they had come out with this in the beginning, I think I would have gone straight for the 4. I wouldn't have bought any other paddle. I would have gone straight for the 4. So if you do not have a Carbon TruFoam Genesis and you're looking to get into the market to actually buy one of these things, go with the 4. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna have the all-around package that you're looking for. It's gonna have the power, it's gonna have the spin, it's gonna have that good control that you're looking for. The fiberglass patch does give you enough pop at the net as well. So I just can't find anything that this paddle is lacking. I really couldn't nitpick anything else with the Carbon 2 either, but the Carbon 4 just bumped up the specs a little bit more for people that are a little more power hungry and want to feel that elongated style. I know in my Carbon 2 first impressions video, I said that it would take a lot for me to switch my main. Well, all it took was was a hybrid shape, and that's what did it. Overall, I think what the Carbon 4 offers is what most people are looking for, especially in a foam paddle. You are gonna get the power that you're looking for. You are gonna get all of those crazy spin metrics that you're looking for. And most important, again, I can't stress it enough, you're getting a paddle that lasts. You're gonna have a paddle where the core does not crush. And again, if it does, it's gonna happen way down the line. The grit on your paddle is gonna wear off before your core is gonna crush. I guarantee it. I've had my Carbon 2 already for almost 3 months. My core is not crushed. Even though the grit is wearing off a little bit, it's still nothing major. So you're gonna have a paddle that's gonna last you compared to some of the other Gen 3 models. And you can't really go wrong with any of the Carbon TruFoam paddles. It just depends on what you're looking for. If you don't really want one that has a heavy swing weight, then go with the 2 or 4. If you want one that has a little bit more power, then probably go with the 1 or 3. But again, I think the 4 is what most people are gonna gravitate towards. If you do not have one of these paddles, I recommend picking up this 4. I'm really excited to see what else Carbon comes out with. This is just the beginning. This is their first all foam paddle. So hopefully they come out with more shapes and maybe add some more tech into it. But that's gonna do it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this first impression. Like that button if you enjoyed the content, and subscribe if you wanna see more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again on the west side.